welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today I'm sharing with you our 6th grade schedule. So we're officially halfway through the year, so this is why I've waited so long to share it, just to make sure I was happy with it, everything was working out as we'd like. I think I've pretty much shared our schedule for the whole time we've homeschooled it. I'll see if I can link some below if you want to see what we did in previous years. So this year we have been doing our Dragon Academy, which is the Wings of Fire based unit study that I made for us for this year. Incorporates our language arts, some of our language arts, science, geography, dragon history, IT, art. So quite a lot of subjects are involved in our Dragon Academy. And basically this is what a typical week will look like. I'll go into it in a bit more detail in a second. But how that works with the rest of our subjects. So we still do other curriculum as well. We do school on a Monday to Friday. Friday is sort of more of our fun Friday day, so it's a little less than a typical day. Okay, so we'll just go through. So on a typical morning, we always do our morning cart books. So usually it's our What Happened Today in History book, and also some kind of fun book that's usually a riddle based or joke based, or just something to start the morning off on a good highlight, if you like. If you can hear coughing, it's my daughter. We've got the lurgy here, just typical seasonal cold, but she is under the weather at the moment, bless her. Okay, so Monday, as I said, we start, as I said, with our morning cart fun books. Then we go straight into reading. So we are doing our Dragon Academy Wings of Fire books, so 1 through 6. On a week 18, we are currently on book 4, which is called The Dark Secret. So she usually reads 2 chapters of her book. Then we'll do our Dragon Academy chapter questions that relate to the chapter that she's just read, and that's the same for a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday. Then we'll move into our language arts. So for language arts, on a Monday through Wednesday, she'll do learning language arts through literature. And on a Monday and a Thursday, she'll also have a language art component from Dragon Academy. So for the week 18, we are on Write and Design Your Own magazine. So basically, she'll just read the pages, if there's any videos to watch, as there are in these cases, and do any activities that are in those books as well. The purpose of this Draw and Write Your Own magazine is because one of the language arts components of Dragon Academy, there are 3 throughout the year spread out. One of them is to make their own creature, either mythical or real, magazine. So this book is a guide book, I guess you could say, that she works through to help her in completing the design of her magazine. So after she has completed her learning language arts through literature, we were doing all about spelling, but we have now finished that for the year. But she is still doing her spelling and word study in the afternoon as part of her independent subjects, if you like, and also her spelling UC. So that's everything for language arts. Learning language arts through literature incorporates grammar, incorporates writing. However, there are several additional writing projects throughout Dragon Academy. As I said, there are 3 main projects, and then she also has writing projects with Legends, which is our dragon history, and some in the geography as well, which was our study about China. So once language arts completed, on a Monday and a Tuesday, we'll move on to history. So we are doing Story of the World, Ancient Times. We are also doing a CGP, Ancient Egyptian book. So on a Monday with history, she will do her Story of the World, as in listen to the audio or read the book chapter, whichever she prefers. Then she does the map work questions and a narration of what actually happened in the chapter, and any lap booking pages she will complete and stick into her School Nest history notebook. And then on a Tuesday with history, we'll do any activities, additional books that went along with that chapter from the Story of the World activity book, and then she'll also do her 2-page spread from her Ancient Egyptian CGP book. Moving on down to maths, we do maths Monday through Thursday. On a Friday, she does either her pet store math, which is simply Charlotte Mason, or she does her kitten math book. Then after maths, it's usually lunchtime, and after lunch we'll do science together. Sometimes we can manage to get science in before lunch. It just depends on the day, whether or not, what time we started and how long everything else has taken. Obviously, she's got a big writing assignment to do or something like that. That's going to take a little bit longer. So we'll either get science in before or after lunch. Now, science was planned as part of our Dragon Academy. So we did Nomad Press Chemistry in the Kitchen. We are on our second book for our science, which is Nomad Press Biomes. Then we also have 2 more science units to do. We have Nomad Press Biodiversity, and then we have Geology. And that'll take us up to the end of the year for science. So for science with the Nomad Press, we tend to do the reading spread out over the days, any activities that go along with it, any videos that I've set aside for us to watch, and experiments. I also added 2 fun science books, science themed cookbooks, I guess you could say, to go along with our science kitchen science cookbook and science experiments you can eat, because she really enjoys doing experiments, and it's part of our Prey Center Dragon Academy science. So for example, this week she has a scrumptious slime to make, and there's a video for her to watch to go along with it, and then there's cottage cheese to make as part of science experiments you can eat. After that, on a Monday, she will have art. So she is doing a Dragon and Mythical Creatures art book. So she does that on a Monday and a Friday. And then on a Wednesday, we have been doing an art course from Brenda Ellis. It's a sketching one. It's a really good curriculum. I have actually done a review of that. Flip through, I should say. I'll do my review soon. But I have actually done a review of, I keep saying that. I have actually done a flip through of that, and I'll leave that below. And I'll be doing my review of all my curriculum in the next months or next couple of months. Okay, so then Tuesday, same principle, except in the afternoon she will have her IT. So for IT, she does typing.com, and then for Dragon Academy, there were 2 books from Usborne that we were using, which was Build Your Own Website and Python for Beginners. So we've been working through the Python for Beginners, and then we'll be switching to Build Your Own Website in a couple of weeks. I should say, after the last subject that's on our schedule, that is when she does her independent spelling and word study book and spelling UC page. I do modify it so she doesn't do a spelling UC page every single day, because we only do a couple of the pages out of there. One of the reasons why I wanted to do it this year is because it was ancient achievements, so it went really well with our history. And if you've ever seen spelling UC, it has an extract of text that they mark out with different colour pens depending on what they need to mark out for on the page, and then they write and copy certain passages, and then at the end of the week they write it from dictation. But as I said, because it was ancient achievements, that was why I really liked it, because it went really well with our history. So that was one of the reasons why we did it this year. But we don't do that every day, but she does do her spelling and word study every day. Okay, so on a Wednesday, the only difference is we've got our geography here. So we're doing a couple of different things for geography. We were doing our Dragon Academy All About China study, but we have finished that now, and we've moved on to our history subject with Dragon Academy, which is actually Dragon History, which she is really enjoying. I actually schedule that in as part of our language arts time. And then when it says geography on our schedule, what we're actually currently doing is going through CGP books. We are going through living things and also rivers. And we have been using some of Beowulf geography throughout this year. What I did, when I hadn't actually planned to do Beowulf geography, I bought it later after I've already made Dragon Academy, and I'd already decided what we're going to do for geography. But when I saw it, I thought, oh, I really, really like it. It looks fantastic. It's literature based. I love the fact that you can pick and choose what you want. It's buffet style, which I really love for curriculum. So I decided to add it in, but how I've made it work is we've only done certain topics out of Beowulf geography to coincide with Dragon Academy. So for example, when we were on book 2, which was all about under the sea, we did the ocean units from Beowulf geography. So for this particular book, which is book 4, we are not currently using Beowulf geography. As you can see, there's nothing scheduled, and we're just using our CGP books. But my plan is to pick back up with some of the Beowulf geography next year, because you don't have to do it all in one year. And I love the fact that you can dip your toe into it, if you like, for different subjects that match well with other curriculum that you're using. Okay, again, she'll have her maths lesson. We use Saxon maths. And again, science. On a Wednesday, she'll do her art, which is the art curriculum from Brenda Ellis. Thursday, we have language arts and geography. So with the CGP books, we've been doing living things on a Wednesday and rivers on a Thursday. It's not just about rivers, it's just the title that it's called. It's basically a wide range of topics, geographically based around the world, pretty much in different habitats, and it's been really interesting. We've really enjoyed it. We do actually really like the CGP books. We'll do any remaining science, and then we do nature study. We have been using the Nature School book this year, reading through and doing any activities that we'd like to do. And then obviously as the weather is getting nicer, we'll be doing a lot more nature walks and things. And a big part of our nature study this year has been national park study. So we have actually been to one of the national parks near us, but I'm hoping to go to a few more throughout the year. We've had terrible issues with our car, which has prevented us from going too far because we don't actually live remotely close to any of the national parks currently, so it is a bit of a trek, but we have managed to get to one, which I'm really happy about. But we definitely plan to get to at least 2 more before the end of the year. Okay, so as I said, on a Friday, she still has reading, but it's basically independent reading for whatever she's wanting to read that day, as is Thursday. We only read our Wings of Fire book Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then she can pick other things that she'd like to read for those other 2 days. Again, it's got language arts on here, but usually speaking, we finish pretty much of our language arts. The only thing that's usually left is the 5th day of spelling and word study, and when she usually do that in the afternoon, she'll do it in that slot instead. But I do keep that open in case there's any writing assignment that's lingering over or something along those lines, that we can put into that slot should we need it. But generally speaking, we don't really have that much that we need to do on a Friday for language arts. We do either pet store math or kitten math on a Friday, and then the main thing we do on our Friday is our unit study. So we've had various ones throughout the year, and I still have a couple more to do. So this year we've done a Harry Potter unit study, which we are still working our way through. We have done a Salem Witch unit study around the time of Halloween. We did some Christmas things. We have been doing a scientific unit study from the Good and the Beautiful, Kingdoms and Classifications. We have a Chicket unit study still to do, and we'll probably squeeze one more in. And I really enjoy the unit study on a Friday. It's just a way to pick up interest-led stuff, to just really enjoy learning new things together. I just really enjoy that dedicated time on a Friday for us to do that. We also do any science experiment, if there's anything left on for science, or any videos to watch during the science block, and then again she'll do her art. Now usually on a Friday after she's finished her Dragon Academy art book that she's been using, we do watercolor. So we have various of the, I can't remember what they're called, but it's Watercolor with Me. They have different ones. So there's ocean, there's rainforest, there's just regular forest. And what I've done is we've been using them to go along with Dragon Academy as much as possible. So for example, when we were reading Tsunami's book, which was book 2, we were doing quite a lot of the ocean watercolor book. When we've been doing Gloria's book, which was book 3, we were using a lot of the rainforest ones, and now we're on to book 4. We're just picking and choosing which ones we want to finish, because obviously they're quite lengthy, so there's quite a lot of pages in there, so we haven't finished, so we're just picking what one we want to do. But I really, again, love that time watercoloring together. It's a really fun activity. She has her book, I have mine, and we just happily sit there and do our watercolor. So that's pretty much it for our schedule. As I said, it's been working really well. I waited until halfway through to share this, just to make sure that I was happy with everything, that I'd found a flow that I was happy with, but I haven't had to make any changes this year with the schedule. It's been working really well. If we've got a field trip on one of the days, that's fine. We'll just hold and just move things along. I don't worry about stuff like that, because we always school longer than our curriculum anyway for anything that comes up in the year, whether that be field trips, group activities, homeschool stuff, homeschool group stuff, or just basic illness. Thankfully, touch wood, up until now we've been doing really well this year, illness wise. I think I've heard of quite a lot of people coming down with this mysterious cold virus at this time of the year, but I think it's tail end of winter, spring. Weather is, one minute it's hot, the next minute it's cold, so I don't think the weather knows what it's doing either, but I'm sure it'll be on the mend soon. But yes, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. Take care. Bye for now.